ASMR world are all good. It's going to be a soft-spoken video, as you've probably told by now, due to the fact it says in the title. And I'm now speaking softly, rather than whispering. We're all good anyways, okay. Today's video, I want to talk about Spanish football. Yes, I do want to talk about Spanish football and the decline in Spanish football. Mainly Barcelona and Real Madrid. Now, over a lot of years now, going back to when I was a young lad, we've seen Barcelona have had a couple of dips, haven't they, over the years, like when I was younger. I remember them battering Man United in Barcelona. They had Romario and Stoichkov and other great players of that ilk. Koeman was there, I think, weren't he? And a lot of great players. The De Boers. Oh, that was a bit later on, though. And they were a great team. And then they had a big drop-off. For a lot of years, they weren't doing anything in Europe, really. I mean, look at the players they've had there over the years, though. Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo. Romario. Rivaldo. Ronaldinho. The best Brazilians to ever play football. Neymar have all played for Barcelona. But they had a dip and it lasted a few years, and then they came good again with Messi and Xavi, Iniesta, Piqué, Puyol, Valdez in goal. Not the best keeper in the world at the time, but he did good with the team that he had in front of him. And now you have the current Barcelona, which we're going to go through their squad in a minute, but how bang average is the Barcelona team? Like, I watched them get ripped apart by PSG about 2 weeks ago in the Champions League, and I was like, oh, this is shocking. I was like, this is terrible. And you look at the Real Madrid team. So, this is why I want to talk about this situation, because I had a bet on last night. Yes, I do bet on football pretty much every day. And my bet was Benfica to win. They were playing a team called Rio Ave, or Rio Ave. I'm not sure how you say it in Portuguese. I call it Rio Ave. And I had Real Madrid to win or draw at home to Real Sociedad. Sociedad I'd seen over the last couple of weeks against Man United. They were battered in the first game 4-0 over in Turin at Juve's ground. And at Old Trafford, they held their own to go a goalless draw. United didn't really need to go for it, did they? Because they already had the win from the first game, the 4-0 cushion. So we had Real Madrid at home to Sociedad. I figured, and I had watched Real Madrid also previously against Atalanta last week, when Atalanta were down to 10 men for the large part of the game, and Real could only win 1-0. Sorry, I'm just going to get this sorted here, this collar. We'll go to Real Madrid in a minute. Let's talk about Barcelona. Let's have a look at their team. I want to have a look at. I don't like to praise Man City. I really don't like to do that. But you got to do it right now. I think they're on a 20-game winning run or something stupid like that. You can't help but praise them. And how many this Barcelona team would get to the Man City team? That's what I want to have a look at. Or even the PSG team. The PSG team 1-11 isn't that great, but what they did to Barcelona was pretty impressive. PSG going forwards is pretty impressive. Neymar, Mbappe, Moise Kean. What the hell? Where'd that come from? Di Maria's still there. Draxler, they don't really do a great deal, but Neymar and Mbappe are really living up to the hype at PSG. Let's have a look at this Barcelona team. How many of these would get into the Man City team, for example? I'm going to hold it like that so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I think this is the whole squad from what I can see. Midfielder Alex Collado, Never heard him, so no, he's a no-go. Santiago Ramos, somebody defender, nope. Inaki Pena Sartorius, goalkeeper, no, obviously not. Urena, another goalkeeper, nope. Neto, goalkeeper, he was linked with Arsenal, weren't he? When they signed Matt Ryan from Brighton, Neto was linked. Junior Firpo, defender, apparently Arsenal are willing to let Bellerin go to Barcelona if they get Firpo in return. But already had 6 players walk into the Barca team. Sergio Busquets, now that's an interesting one. Busquets. Sergio Busquets, who is probably one of the best midfielders to ever play football over the last 20 years. As a holding midfielder, there's none better. Back in the day, when he had Xavi and Iniesta in front of him. Busquets gets the ball, passes Xavi. Busquets gets the ball, passes to Iniesta. Who is Busquets passing to these days? Let's have a little look. He had Arthur there last season, didn't Arthur? He went on to Juve. He has Miralem Pjanic, came in from Juve in return. It was a separate deal, but they sort of swapped clubs at the same time. He has Frankie de Jong, only a young lad. When he came in from Ajax, he was only a young kid. He has just looking for other midfielders. Coutinho, he's out injured. I'm sure a few of these are midfielders. Oh, it tells you here, don't it? My bad. Ricky Puig. I saw him the other day against PSG. Didn't really impress me. He's only a young lad as well. They don't have a lot of midfielders according to this. Pjanic. Ilax Mariba. Never heard that lot, I've got to be honest. So, you can't expect Busquets to be... I mean, he's getting older anyways. But regardless of getting older, he's not going to be the same player if you put Puig and bloody Pjanic in there 10 years ago instead of Iniesta and Xavi. Their midfield, I don't think any of the Barcelona midfield gets into Man City's midfield. I mean, maybe Busquets gets in there every other game. But I just seen on the TV just now, for passes in the Premier League this season, the most passes made have been by Ruben Diaz, central defender. He's got the most in the Premier League. And Rodri, Man City's midfielder, holding midfielder. So, keeper gets the ball, plays it to Diaz, plays it to Rodri. Rodri, Diaz play on. That's how they play. Busquets, he's past it now. He would not be able to stay in the Premier League. He'd be tackled pretty much more often than he is over in Spain. In terms of Barcelona's defence, who have they got? Sergio Roberto. Is he going to get in the Man City team ahead of Kyle Walker? No. They also have a midfielder called Matias Fernandez. Never heard of him either. They have Clement Longley. He looks decent. I've got to be honest, he looks half decent. Samuel Titi, who was like the next big thing at Barcelona. He went in there, it was like everyone's wanted him. Now, Titi can't get near the bloody starting lineup. Ter Stegen, yeah, he's a decent keeper. I can't take that away from him. Would he get ahead of Edison? No. Would he get in United instead of De Gea? Probably, because De Gea's form's pretty poor as of late. Gerard Piqué. Piqué's not getting any younger. They played him against PSG in the first leg of the Champions League recently. And they sort of rushed him back from an injury. And you could tell he'd been rushed back. And even if he hadn't been rushed back, he's getting on now. Gerard Piqué's like 30 odd. So now he won't get in ahead of Ruben Diaz, Emery Laporte, or John Stones. And that's saying something, any John Stones over Piqué. Serginho Dest. I heard about him the other day. They signed him from, I think it's from Germany. I don't know a lot about him though. I mean, this is a Barcelona team. I forgot about this. Remember last season, and it was after William Jose ended up at Wolves. Tottenham were also after him as well. And there's one or two others that Barcelona were going to get. They ended up with Martin Braithwaite. The Martin Braithwaite who couldn't score a bloody goal for Middlesbrough. And he's still there now at Barcelona. When they needed a goal against PSG, they brought on Martin Braithwaite. What the hell? This is Barcelona that let Luis Suarez go. What? Luis Suarez, who is now like the top scorer over in Spain for Atletico Madrid. Yet Barcelona let him go on a free and kept Martin Braithwaite. Yeah, go figure. Who else have we got here? So now Braithwaite does not get into the Man City team. Frenkie de Jong, nope. Good young player, but is he any better than Phil Foden? Not in a million years. He was expected to be. There was him, weren't there? There was the other lad who went to Juve from Ajax, the central defender. And everyone was like, these two are going to be the future of European football. Both coming in from Ajax, amazing players. And Barcelona wanted the defender, but he chose Juventus. Probably like to work under like Chiellini and what was the other lad's name? The other central defender. He's played alongside Chiellini, not Barotta. I forget his name now. He was a really good player back in the day, and you can understand why the Dutch lad chose to go there when he's found out his name in a minute. But he's working out alright. Not Juve pretty poor as well at the minute. Also at Barcelona, you've Coutinho. He's out for the season, I believe, injured. Pedri, forward. Would he get anyone near bloody West Brom's team, let alone Man City's team? Probably not. Ousmane Dembele found his form, but another player who they've spent a lot of money in the last couple of years on flops. Barcelona has. So it's not as though they're not even spending good money. They're spending a lot of money, but it's not on the right players. They signed. Oh, we just had news that Ian St. John, the former Liverpool player, legend for Liverpool, has passed away today. So that's really sad news. It's on Sky Sports now. So he was 62, 83. That's a good age, 83 is, to be fair. Former Liverpool, Motherwell and Scotland forward. 82, sorry, not 81. That is a good age, in honesty. Especially when you look at Glenn Browder a couple of days ago, down at 65. That was shocking. Okay, let's get back to this. So, yeah, they've spent a lot of money, Barcelona, on bang average players. Ousmane Dembele flopped. Griezmann, not really lived up to it yet, has he? Over there. Who's the other lad? I just mentioned him. Or did I? Coutinho, 100 million flop. When you consider that Dortmund got Haaland for 17 million. It's got to sting at Barcelona a little bit. So, the forwards at Barca, does Ousmane Dembele get in their Man City team? I don't think so. Antoine Griezmann? Possibly. Because who you got at Man City? You got Sterling, Aguero. Aguero's done with it, in my opinion. Jesus, it's not really top quality in my honest thoughts. And you have Mahrez and Torres, Ferran Torres. He started well, but I don't know if he's been injured or his form's just dropped off. Mahrez is a bit, you get a few good games out of him this season, but not week in, week out. So I don't think Dembele gets in there necessarily, but Ansu Fati was going to be like the next big thing, weren't he? I think he must be injured at the minute because he hasn't been starring for them lately. But when he broke a team last season, he was like their star player. Antoine Griezmann and Lionel Messi. Messi obviously walks into any team, even at 33 years old. I've often said my pick could be Ronaldo over Messi. I stick to that. I think he's goal return for Messi, for Ronaldo Ronaldo has obviously dropped off quite a bit over the last couple of years. He's still doing pretty well for Juve, but he has dropped off a fair bit. But that is because he's playing in a much tougher league than Messi is. There's no doubt, in my opinion, Serie A is a tougher league to score in than over in Spain. Now, we're going to have to come back to Real Madrid on the next video, the next football video I do, because we're not going to have time to cover them now as well. But I just think it's shocking that the drop in Barcelona's quality, and now they've got Koeman there, who, let's be honest, did a bang average job for Everton, like really bang average. And yet, but he's at Barcelona. This is the second coming. What, because he played under Johan Cruyff when he was in charge at Barcelona? I believe he did anyway. Just because he played under a great manager, my bad, under a great manager doesn't mean he's going to be a great player. I don't think it'll happen, but I think what Barca would need to do is go out and get a Van Dijk, use the Koeman contacts, the fact that Koeman has managed him for Holland, for the Netherlands. Go and get Virgil van Dijk, and a top midfielder. You need a top midfielder there, a top striker, and a top defender, all straight down the spine of that team. They need to improve because it ain't that good at the minute at Barcelona. Now, the Juve player I was trying to think of was, I'm going to kick myself when I see this now. Where's he at? He's hiding. He's hiding in plain sight. Matches delete. There we go. Delete. So look at this Juve team. That's not that good either. They've got a lot of good players at Juve, but I don't know. Just something about them. I watched them against Porto. They lost, didn't they, the first leg against Porto? That was a shocking result. When you look at their team, it's decent. Ronaldo, Dybala, can't get anywhere near the team. Morata, Weston McKennie, meant to be pretty good. Chiesa, he scored a great goal, didn't he, against Porto, from what I remember. Buffon, 45 or 75, stuck in the Juve team, that's crazy. Juan Cuadrado, Arta, delete, Kulusevski, Demiral, Raffia, not heard of him, Aaron Ramsey, Fagioli, Chiellini, another 80-odd-year-old, Bernardeschi, Szczesny. How the hell does Szczesny get to that Juve team? I don't know. Adrian Rabiot, can't get a game for them. Bernucci, that was the defender I was trying to think of. He's still there. I thought he'd left, retired. Alexandro. I think that's part of the problem though when you're like in Italy. Like the old players go to Italy, unfortunately. I mean, Inter bought a lot of players last few years, but they're like players that don't get in other teams. So who they signed? They've signed Darwin from United, can't get the United team. Ashley Young from Man United, he's still in their team, They had lad from Victor Moses, the Conte Chelsea connection. They had Victor Moses in there last season, didn't they? Alexis Sanchez couldn't get a game United, went to Inter. Christian Eriksen went there, and now he wants to leave there. He wants to come back, but that didn't happen. I reckon it'll happen at the end of the season, but not to Tottenham. I don't think Tottenham need him, and I don't honestly believe the fans will accept him saying, "Yeah, I don't want to play for you no more." No. Oh, can I come back? I prefer it over there. Can I come back, please? They're not going to accept that. So I'm reckoning we've got the bloody Real Madrid game on here now from last night. This is what I was on about. That's why we'll talk about Real Madrid in the next video. They are bang average. They were losing until like the last 10 minutes to Real Sociedad at home, and I had Real Madrid to win or draw. Thank Christ they got the equaliser late on. I'm not sure it was Vinicius Junior. Deflection that went in. Thank Christ, so I didn't lose the bet. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Barcelona, yay or nay? Better in the past or better now? Would they finish with this current Barcelona squad if this in the Premier League? Would they get in the top 2? Or would they be behind Leicester in like 8th or 9th place? Because I don't see why Leicester these days couldn't beat that bloody Barcelona team, in all honesty. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Next time, Real Madrid. See you later. Bye.